Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of The Dream Wager, episode 525, presented by Viva Tequila Seltzer. Today is Thursday, May 15th, 2025. And the Knicks didn't finish it off, kid. But we'll talk about all that. How you doing today? Kind of up and down weather we've had this week.
Yeah, it's been raining. Today's been pretty good, not for nothing, but these past few days, a lot of rain, people. But other than that, we're doing good. Joe, I know you're a little upset the Knicks wasn't able to close it out, but as a basketball fan, I'm happy we get to another day of ball.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Obviously, the injury to Tatum. No one's wishing injury. We'll talk about that. NBA lottery was Nico right? I still fucking hate the guy, if I'm being honest. But we'll talk about the lottery real quick. Derrick Henry. We'll talk about the schedule release. Interesting games. Great interview with Mal. We got Mal back on. Trying to go 2 for 2. Preakness Stakes is this weekend in Maryland. We'll talk about that. We got Game 6 back at the Real Garden. That's where we got to close it out. We'll talk about that. NHL, I got some plays for Thursday night. MLB, we had some day baseball here today. I got some plays for Friday as well. Great series it's the Subway Series between the Mets and the Yankees. We'll look at that. UFL Week 8. Trash games this week. There's one good game, I thought. We'll talk about that. The start of the WNBA is tomorrow as well. Maybe we'll have some plays there at the end. But, okay, let's talk about the NBA. We'll start over there. Pacers, we'll start with them. They close out the series. They're on to the East. Back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals for the Pacers. They close it out in 5. Halliburton with another really good game, 31, 6, and 8. Donovan Mitchell, he tried to do everything they can, but you got to feel for him. One of the best seasons for the Cavs, 64 wins, but they did deal with some injuries this series. If you're the Cavs, real quick, do you run it back with the same team?
I think so.
Right?
You had a record-setting season, 64 wins. That's a great accomplishment. Number 1 seed, and not for nothing, it was a loaded Eastern Conference. I understand maybe the Bucks wasn't as good as people thought, maybe, especially the 76ers, but overall, I think the Eastern Conference was pretty good this year, and the fact that he was able to win 64 games in that conference, got to give him credit. Donovan Mitchell's been special, and not for nothing, you got a pretty great core, Darius Garland, nothing to laugh at. Evan Mobley,
he was hurt.
Yeah, my boy Jared Allen, he's a stud. So you have a nice 4 pieces, and then you got Hunter off the bench. You got Strus. I know he didn't really show up for game 5, but you got some nice pieces there, and I think you can still add a piece or 2. So I will run it back, but to think you're gonna get a different outcome next season, I think you got to add another piece. Not saying you need to add, like a superstar like a Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, but it will be nice to add another all-star caliber player piece, and maybe that could put him over the top. But definitely a failure as a season. After winning 64 games, you got to at least reach the conference finals at the bare minimum, in my opinion. Back-to-back years that the Cavs lost in the second round, and it sucks to happen in 5, but got to give Indiana Pacers credit. You got to give, I'm going to be honest, I know this might sound crazy, especially to you, but close out Tyree Halliburton might be his new nickname. Because when it's time to close out a game, the guy shows up. We saw what he did round 1 against the Bucks. Game winner when needed. Got the lay on Giannis. And then what we saw when Pacers needed them the most, remember, they were down double digits in this game. Another, 15, 20-point comeback win. 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 6 for 10 from the 3-point line. I don't love his release, people. I'll be the first one to admit that.
It's ugly.
Gotta admire the game. I could tell his dad was going crazy wherever he was at. but gotta give credit. Rick Carlisle, gotta give credit to Rick Carlisle. I think he did an
Yeah.
amazing coaching job. I'm pretty sure the Cleveland Cavaliers were 0-8 or 0-7 against the Pacers this year. Who would have thought? So
Not me.
give credit to everybody. Pascal Siakam, Neesmith, Nimhard. He had a huge first half. Tyrese Halliburton, and not for that, everybody on the bench. They all those guys collectively have good nights and all that. So shout out to the Pacers reaching back to back Eastern Conference Finals. Kind of surprised, to be honest.
Shout out Miles Turner. He had a hell of a series too. I
Mhm.
know he's another like
He had the dagger. You see, Dill? Wait, remember when he hit that three with about minute left, 50
Yeah.
seconds? That's a dagger.
Mhm.
When the game is out of reach and there's still time on the clock, that was a dagger.
And he's another guy that's kind of like an awkward player, but he's definitely above average.
Yeah.
And coming into this series against Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Twin Towers, no pun intended, you're like, might be a bad matchup for him. But to be honest, he outplayed both of them. I thought Miles Turner was a great guy this series. He kept the receipts of all the analysts. Hand up. I had the Cavs too. So, yeah, he kept the receipts. Shout out him. We got to reinstate Mr. Halliburton. I think he served his punishment. 5 games. He has to come back.
No.
I'm advocating for him.
This season, he's done. This season. I told you, I'm cool if he goes to the box. I'm not saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not with the people, but he has to be there.
He has to be in the building. Maybe not courtside, maybe not lower level, in a box, in the suite.
Is anyone advocating for him?
No.
I don't hear right? I think we might be the only podcast to advocate.
They lost 1 game since he stopped attending. I think it's good. 64-win team. They won in 5.
Hey, Mr. Halliburton, if you're listening, I support you. Not what you did, but you deserve to.
Yeah.
But you deserve to be rooting for your son.
You're a great father.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best sports fan, but great father.
Yeah. Hey, I support Mr. Halliburton, but yeah, he should definitely be there. Thunder, they took a 3-2 lead the other night. They do play tonight, but I mean, we talked about it, I think maybe last episode or 2 episodes ago. Jokic is gonna have one of those games, 44 and 15, but there's just too much depth for OKC. I mean, everyone had double digits, even Alex Caruso, he had 13 points. I mean, when everyone had double digits, you're gonna lose, especially when Michael Porter Jr. shit the fucking bed. That's why they lost. Yeah. I mean, Aaron Gordon.
Let's just be real. He does have a significant shoulder injury.
It doesn't matter. 1 for 7 is terrible. 0 for 5 from 3 is terrible. You got to be better than that. Jamal Murray was sick, and he dropped 28 points. Aaron Gordon, if you asked any NBA guy who's a better scorer, Michael Porter Jr. or Aaron Gordon, I bet you the consensus would say Michael Porter Jr. But Aaron Gordon has actually been more consistent from the field this series. So I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming Christian Bond either. Russell Westbrook could have shot a better ball either, but I blame that loss on Game 5 to Michael Porter Jr. That was terrible.
Yeah, like I said, he's dealing with an injury. That's one thing I could really justify it. We know if it wasn't for the injury, I think he wouldn't shoot 0 for 5. Maybe. Let's be real. Give credit to OKC Thunder. We saw Shea, smiling, walking off the court after losing Game 3. Now that won 2 straight, gotta give OKC credit. We know that Denver had been there, done that. I always said, if Jokic and Murray is in rhythm, they're live against anybody. And this OKC Thunder team is a very good team. But like you said, they're just too deep. They're too well defensively. Shout out Chet. I think he had an efficient game from the field, 6 for 9. Like you said, everyone, the whole starting lineup, Harvenstein, 7 boards, 7 for 10 from the field. Shea's going to give you 25 plus a night. We already know that. Luke Dort, 4 from 8 from the 3-point line. You can live with that. That's great from Luke Dort. So, got to get credit for OKC. They're just too good defensively. And, with Jokic, yes, he could go off of 40. He could have 10, triple-double if he has to. But if it's not leading to a win, Dill, does it really matter? I think right now, Jokic has all the talent in the world, but this OKC team might just be too good to overcome Jokic's greatness. So give credit to Jokic. I think he's been on a tear, but this OKC team might just be too good for it.
Yeah, so we'll see. Jamal Murray is questionable for tonight's game. We'll have picks later on in the show. So if he doesn't play, it's over. I mean, Jokic could go for 40, 50, but he needs a little help, and unfortunately, he's not getting that. All right, let's get to this Knicks Celtics series. We'll start back on Monday. What a game that was, man, at the Garden, the real Garden. I mean, it was incredible. Jalen fucking Brunson, big body Brunson. Let me tell you. Let me start there. 39 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds. Only 2 other players to have more points in the fourth quarter than him. Can you name those 2 players?
There's one player, there's Kobe Bryant.
Well, Steph too.
Oh, Steph too.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a category with 2 Hall of Famers, 2 arguably top 5.
No,
top 10-ish. Top 10-ish. You're in a category with 2 top 10-ish players. People need to start respecting Jalen Brunson, not as just the best point guard in the league, but a superstar. I take that I don't take that lightly. Now, I think the superstar is like when we ask our moms, like, oh, you know LeBron James. They'll know LeBron James, but they don't know a Jaylen Brown, even though he's a star. I think Steph Curry is a superstar. People in the streets know Steph Curry. I would say there's only 4 superstars in the NBA that random people don't know. Steph Curry, LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Luka. And I think Luka's pushing it.
I'll be honest. I would say Jokic and Giannis as well. I'm gonna say he gotta say because
people don't know Jokic because
I understand, but worldwide, a lot of people know Jokic.
You go to your girl, she knows Jokic.
Nah.
I'm telling you. But that's what I think. But
yeah,
I think
she knows Steph. She
knows Steph, LeBron.
She knows KD, yeah. Well, maybe not KD. She knows Kyrie.
Hey, the Jersey legend, though. Yeah. I expect her to know Kyrie. But you know what I mean, though. And I think Jalen Brunson is, and Jason Tatum, too. He was having a Hall of Fame game. Mm-hmm. I was sitting in my room saying, yo, we cannot guard this man. And I'm happy that he had a successful surgery. It was, you never wish injury, but I think the Knicks were going to win that game regardless. It was about 3 minutes left in the game when he got hurt, but you never want to wish injury. He was having a fucking Hall of Fame game, 42 points. He was 7 for 16 from 3. He was just not missing, and we could not fucking guard that man. But this is what happens when the Knicks finally get contribution from other guys. Mikal Bridges had 23. OG had 20. Cat had 23. He was zesty on the boards, too. 11 rebounds. But then we transfer into last night at the TD Garden, right? And it was a tough one. You know, it was actually, you knew they were going to rally for Jalen. I thought we were going to lose that game. But honestly, the third quarter is what lost it for us. It was a terrible.
Shout out Luke Cornett, looking like the dream out there.
Yo, I know Derek White went crazy and Jaylen Brown had a great game. Even Peyton Pritchard. I fucking hate that guy. But Luke Cornett was the star of the game. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks. Porzingis is trash. I mean, Joe Mazzulla finally said, you know what? He is terrible. We cannot play him anymore. He is a liability, and we are going to play Luke Cornett. You heard the Luke in the crowd, but it was a great game. They shot well again from 3. They shot 45% from 3. And that was the game, kid. Outside of not being able to stop, Derek White had 7 fucking threes. I'm not one to come on here the next day and say, the refs. But 5 fouls in 1 quarter. Come on.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Not all of them were fouls,
I'm gonna
and
say 3. That's it. 3 solid.
that's fair. But that was ridiculous. On both sides, I thought both sides they were calling ticky tack fouls. Even some of the Derek White fouls that he had on Brunson, I was like, I don't necessarily agree with it. Got a play on game, but like game 4 where we had double digits from Mikal Bridges and OG. Where the fuck did you go yesterday? OG needs to be better. 6 points is just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. Mikal Bridges, 9 points. 4 for 14. OG was 1 for 12. You're not going to win games like that. Shout out Karl-Anthony Towns. He did the most he could do, but he was in foul trouble as well. Josh Hart, honestly, he kept us in the game. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that gives his fucking all every play? It's Josh Hart. Jalen Brunson is by far the best player on the team, but the heart, no pun intended, is Josh Hart on this team. I don't know if it was a flagrant foul. The whole eyebrow, he just went up and unfortunately it just hit his elbow and it like hit him in the perfect spot where it kind of split him open. But outside of that, man, I thought the Knicks played a good first half. Outside of that, terrible third quarter, and the game just got away from them, unfortunately. But I kind of thought that they were going to lose that game coming into it. I thought they were going to rally for him, for Jason Tatum, excuse me. So game 6 tomorrow night at the Garden. Hopefully we could close it out. I will say, if they lose that game, I am very scared.
All right, let's start back on Monday. Real quick, just so all the people out there, I hope you was able to appreciate the battle we saw between Jason Tatum and Jalen Brunson third quarter and to the injury occurred. Right there was a classic playoff battle.
They were going at it.
They were trading buckets, and to be honest, it was special to watch. So I want a small appreciation to Jason Tatum and Jalen Brunson. To me, I love that. Shout out them. Now, to Jason Tatum injury, it sucks. One, because let's just be honest, people, even though they were down 2-1 at the time, Boston Celtics still had a shot to represent the Eastern Conference and win it all. Now, I think their chances are slim, but they still have a shot. And Jason Tatum was having an all-time performance at the Garden, Dill. I know you. Honestly, you would admit it. You would even admit.
I said it. He had a Hall of Fame game.
That was an all-time performance. You go back, Steph 50-point, LeBron's, Reggie Miller. And not for nothing, if Jason Tatum was able to pull out that game and win it, he would have been up there in that conversation as one of the best road performances of all time at the Garden. Though it would have been that 42 points, 8 rebounds. What else he had? I think 6 assists, 7 assists. He was doing it all, and it just sucks that he went now with the injury. I want to ask you real quick: is it he tore his Achilles? That's better than a ruptured, right? Because we be seeing people rupture their Achilles, torn Achilles.
I don't know if
because I remember when Kevin Durant, I'm pretty sure he ruptured it and he was gone for about 15 months. And then I think Kobe tore his Achilles. He was gone for about 8. So is there a difference? I'm not sure. I'm asking.
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. I guess I could look it up.
Because I want to know, is there a difference between timelines? Because if let's just say a torn Achilles, it's about 8 months, and a ruptured Achilles is what, 12?
They said a torn Achilles and a ruptured Achilles are essentially the same thing, referring to a tear, obviously, in the Achilles tendon. However, the term ruptured is often used to describe a more severe, complete tear, while, quote, torn can encompass a range of partial and complete tears. Essentially, a ruptured is a complete tear, while a tear is just a partial or complete.
So it's not as bad. Okay. So it's not as bad, but still.
But he's still, I think he's going to be out the whole year.
Yeah. But Kobe came back same year.
Aaron Rodgers.
So
But this is later in the season.
Yeah, but I wouldn't rule out a March return. 10 months. So I hope he recovers, and I hope we see him prior to next playoff season. Because we know Jason Tatum is a special player. So hopefully he recovers soon and he's back on the court. Now for Wednesday's game, Dale. Great first half. Josh Hart. What's the dude's name that comes off the bench? Milton? No. Hold on, my fault. Let me
Which
check.
one?
McBride. You know how
Miles
you
McBride.
hate Peyton Pritchard?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I hate McBride, but man, does he make some timely threes? So shout out McBride. I think McBride, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson honestly kept you alive in the first half. Though give credit. Went into halftime tied, but in the third quarter, it was Luke Cornett show. I think he had 3 or 4 blocks in the third quarter alone. Couple fast break buckets. Derek White was hurting you guys. 7 for 13 from the 3-point line. Al Horford was even getting involved. 5 for 7 from the field. Like you said, Porzingis, he's a liability. I think he's probably going to be on the bench moving forward. I don't know if you're going to start Cornett, but maybe Hosier. Who knows? But I don't know if they're going to be starting Porzingis moving forward. And Jaylen Brown, I think he came out strong, especially in the first quarter. I think he had 12, 6, and 5. Or no, 5 and 4 just in the first quarter alone. So give Jaylen Brown credit, coming out aggressive and leading the Boston Celtics for a huge victory. Now, are they live for this series? Not quite sure, but I'll tell you one thing, Dale. If the New York Knicks blow Game 6, I think you start to worry just a little bit.
Just a little, yeah. They do have to win 2 more times, which the odds are in our favor, but yeah, I definitely don't feel comfortable going back to TD Garden tied up 3-3. But it was a good game up into the third quarter, and I thought the fouls were just ridiculous. I thought it was insane, to be honest. But yeah, Miles McBride, he's okay. He's okay to me. I don't think he's that good, to be honest.
He's not good, but he's not that good. I'm not gonna say, but he does hit some timely threes for you guys.
Better. I don't even want to bring it up just because he's hurt, but I thought Jalen Brunson was the best player on the court on Monday.
No.
Yeah. Like clutch wise, who came up more clutch? Yeah, he had more points, but who had more time? He had 3 minutes. We were up already.
I know, but he wasn't there, though. He wasn't able to close the game. I'm not saying he would have won it.
Until that point, I thought Jalen Brunson had a better game. He had less turnovers, and he had the more timely shots. Let's take away the last 3 minutes. Because Jalen Brunson only had like 3-4 points after that. Up until that point, they were both going at it.
Like I said, we gotta appreciate what the performance they did third quarter, fourth quarter. Gotta appreciate it.
Jalen Brunson is a better player.
I don't like either team. I'm not.
That's okay. I understand that.
I like the Knicks probably more than the Celtics, but to be honest, I'd rather not see either team win.
Yeah, if that was it. No, I get that. I'd probably be in the same shoes if I were you. Bias aside, I just think he's a better player. How many times has Jason?
He's definitely more clutch.
Well, yeah.
Put it this. This is what you would do to me.
Huh?
In a draft, everybody's a free agent. GMs pick. More GMs are picking Jason Tatum before Jalen Brunson. That's just a fact. I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. I know you.
I wouldn't. Bias,
yeah, I know your Knicks bias aside, but I guarantee we get.
Yeah, I think that's
GMs.
Fair to say. Yeah. I think most GMs would take
20,
him, but
I would say 20 to 25 taking Jason Tatum, and that's not throwing slash on Jalen Brunson because I think he's the most clutch player in the league right now, and I think
that's what he got voted. Yeah,
I think he's proven it. And by the way, it hit the future on NBA preseason. By the way, Jalen Brunson, most clutch player in the league. But,
nice.
Yeah, hit that future. Dude.
Oh yeah.
But we can't deny how clutch and great Jalen Brunson has been. But I think if we have all 30 GMs, they will take Jason Tatum ahead of Jalen Brunson. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair. I would. I don't know if I would agree personally, but I could see how that would be a thing. Let's go to the lottery. That was, man, I fucking feel for Washington, man. And honestly, hot take, I like the lottery. I like how they're taking tanking away.
One thing, like, I like the lottery. Yes, I like the concept, but what happened to the balls? You know,
That was. Thank you for bringing that up. Is it rigged?
I never been that guy.
Me either.
I never been that guy.
But it's important to bring it up.
But it's a coinky dink that the Mavericks traded. You can make the case. I'm not saying that he is.
They had a 1.8% chance.
The most, let's just say, popular player in the league, Luka Doncic, to the biggest market in the league in the Los Angeles Lakers.
So they reward him and get Cooper Flag.
I'm not saying it's rigged. I don't want to be that guy. But for the first time in my life, I was like, you know what? This might not just be a coincidence still.
The same thing happened when that happened when LeBron left Cleveland. What they got the number one pick.
They were a bad team.
But
that
still
makes sense. The fact that you traded away Luka, had a 1.8% chance. I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan. We had 9% chance to win the pick. How the fuck we get to 8th? That's not the.
That's criminal.
Yeah, that's not the here or there. That's not the here or there. But as a Nets fan, I was hurting. Yeah. And now you tell me that a team that had a 1.8% chance won the first overall pick ahead of teams like Utah Jazz, Washington Wizards, Charlotte Hornets, even the 76ers.
They got third.
I would have been, I'm not going to say happy, but I wouldn't be as upset because they were a bad team. Dallas Mavericks were possibly an injury or two away from being right here, right now, a second round playoff team, in my opinion. So, to me, first time ever, I could honestly say, I'm not saying it is, I was like, this shit might be rigged.
Honestly, are we not talking about the Spurs? Wemby? They got the number 2 pick.
Yeah. Spurs looking good. But
and they have a chance to go get a number 1.
Something don't smell right.
They
have two
Cooper,
picks.
Kyrie, AD.
You could go get somebody else. No state tax in Texas now.
I mean,
no state tax now.
We'll see. I'm a big Cooper Flag fan, and I've watched.
Let's not forget, we understand the reports already out saying that the Dallas Mavericks are planning to select Cooper Flag with the first overall
pick. When I saw that report, I was like, yeah, no fucking shit.
You telling me, though, you wouldn't trade the first overall pick straight up for Giannis Antetokounmpo?
No, not Cooper Flag. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I've seen Cooper Flag. The man is a generational talent. Now, obviously, he's not like LeBron or he's not like Kyrie, but the guy is special. We'll see, because they're going to go at him. They're going to see if, okay, white boy from Maine, let's see if you could guard. We know we could score the bucket. Can you guard? They're going to go after him. Now, if he could play both ways, they can be like, all right, boy out of Duke is legit. They're going to see real quick. But, man, I would, you wouldn't trade it. I mean, I wouldn't. Cooper Flag is a generational talent. He's supposed to be a senior in high school. He got reclassed, and he's going to be the number 1 pick. He was practicing with the Olympic team, and LeBron was like, yo, this guy is for real. You got one of the best all-time, top 3 of all time, talking about, yo, you're next. Yeah, you're not trading that pick, cuz. Not for no disrespect to Giannis. I love Giannis. He's a champ. He's a Finals MVP, defensive player. He's a Hall of Famer. He might be the greatest buck of all time. But I ain't trading it for Giannis. Not at this point in his career.
I'm going to be honest. It's going to be, like I said, reports are saying they're planning to draft Cooper Flag. And I ain't mad at it.
Would you? Reports. Would you?
I would trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh.
Dill,
let's clip this off, because I don't know if it's going to age well.
Dill, so you're telling me right now, if I trade the first overall pick for Giannis, I'm not a contender for the next 3 to 5 seasons?
You
Right?
might be, but I think
No,
it's
no, no, real
contingent.
quick.
I think it's contingent on the health of AD.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. Right now, as a team constructed, you got Kyrie Irving, you got Anthony Davis. With a prime Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're set up for the next 3 to 5 seasons as contenders. With Cooper Flag, you're not a contender next season. You might not be the contender.
No, I think
2
you
seasons.
are. That's where I disagree. I think you are.
With Cooper
Because I
Flag,
think you're downplaying how good this kid
I'm
really
not,
is.
I'm not downplaying nothing. All I'm saying is,
So you don't take what the GOAT says
No,
for his word.
I'm not.
You're
I'm
not.
doing that.
I know
no,
you're
no,
not.
I'm not going there, Dill, with that. All I'm saying is, you put Giannis on this Mavericks team, they most likely will be the favorite to win it next year.
You could say that about any team. You could put Giannis on Charlotte, and you could be like, "Oh, they're
No, come on.
contenders." No,
No, they're a playing team. Stop it.
no. Giannis is his WAR in like let's use baseball analytics. His WAR is probably 30 games by himself.
I understand that, Dill, but realistically, with Cooper Flag,
They're contenders.
they're contenders in your eyes, right?
Yes, we were taught. You and I were on this show.
With Giannis, would you give them a better shot to win it next year? With Giannis, that's just a simple question.
Yeah, probably, but not as much as you think.
All right.
So, like for example, with Cooper Flag, I think they're like a 6 seed, 6, 7 seed. With Giannis, maybe a 4, 3 seed.
I'll give them a 4 or 5 seed. Not for
Yeah,
that. With
but
Cooper,
it's not far off. That's the thing.
that's the thing with Giannis. Still, they might be a top 2 seed. I'll give OKC number 1. OKC might win 60 games for the next few years.
You count out Lakers?
Lakers not winning more than 60 games. Not winning
Count
more than
out
55.
the Clippers?
Clippers not winning 55 games. Kawhi not playing 55 games.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. What Nuggets?
Warriors, Jamal Murray's not playing 55 games.
I don't know, man. I think you're. I don't.
Timberwolves, yes.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
At
But
the
I
end of the
think
day,
you're.
with Giannis. I'm not downplaying Cooper Flag. Dude.
You are.
I think you're downplaying Giannis.
No, I'm not. I just gave him his flowers. I think Giannis is a top 5 player in the league. I know how good he is.
All right, is Cooper Flag a top 5 player in the league?
No, but he's probably a top 25 as soon as he walks in. We're gonna see it.
He's gonna be good. He's gonna be great. He's not gonna be a top. You telling me he's gonna be an all-star his rookie year?
Yeah.
He's gonna average 27 and 4 his rookie year.
Outside of Kyrie Irving, what number 1 overall players getting invites to play with the Olympic team outside of Anthony Davis and Kyrie?
Maybe Zion.
And look how that turned out.
Anthony,
he's
Edwards,
a bum.
No, stop it, Tim. Stop it. We know when Zion is healthy.
I guarantee you, Cooper Flag is going to be better than Zion Williamson next year.
Put it this: for 50, if Giannis plays 50 games and Cooper plays 50 games,
Giannis numbers will be better.
No,
I know that. Oh, Zion's 50 games versus Cooper Flag 50 games?
Yeah.
I'll take that bet because I don't even think he plays 50 games.
Whatever amount of games he plays, let's say he plays 10, his stats in those 10 games will be.
What is your grade? Why don't you like Cooper Flag?
I never said I didn't.
But you're downplaying him.
I'm not downplaying him. I'm just simply saying he's not Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I don't disagree that
a top 5 player in this league.
I don't think he's Giannis either. But he's going to be an all-star.
When?
His first year. Was LaMelo Ball not an all-star his first year?
Dylan. No.
LaMelo Ball. Yes, he was a reserved. LaMelo Ball was. He's better than LaMelo Ball.
So you telling me he's gonna go out here and average 24?
No, not 20. No, he's gonna average. This is what I think.
You can't keep saying he's better and he's not gonna put up the same numbers.
But you're talking like he's a top 10 player. I'm not talking he's a top 10 player.
You're out here saying Cooper Flag is a top 25 player in this league
25
already.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
No, because the top 20 players aren't even averaging 20 points. I'm saying he's going to average 15, 6, 7.
Is Jimmy Butler a top 25 player in your eyes?
Yeah.
You think Cooper Flag is better than Jimmy Butler? You think
scoring the ball?
You think Cooper Flag right now is better than Julius Randle?
No.
You think
you see what Julius Randle's doing?
That's my point, Dill. Is Julius Randle a top 25 player right now in your eyes? I know
Yes.
he's not.
Right now?
He's been playing like it. A month ago, if I would have asked you that, you would have laughed at me.
No, I wouldn't. I'm a big Julius Randle fan. I think Julius Randle is a top 25 player.
I think you're just a little too high on Cooper Flag. I get it. He's
Maybe.
gonna be great. I'll have no doubt in my mind he's gonna be an all-star, multi-all-star, possibly an MVP down the stretch. I'm just simply saying, and I think 90% of people will agree, with Giannis, they're a contender for the next 3 to 5 seasons, no matter what. With Cooper Flag,
you don't think they're contenders?
I think they're a couple years away.
Wow.
You understand? Kyrie and AD, they're already a good team.
But they're injury prone.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag isn't. Giannis isn't either. But I'm just saying, would you rather have Giannis, who's been in the league, what? Has that been 10 years yet?
I think he's 29 or 30. So definitely like 10
Would you
years.
rather have let's just, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say 29. Would you rather have, well, I know your answer, but I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't rather have a 29-year-old Giannis as opposed to a 21-year-old Cooper Flag. That's just me.
Put it like this.
Business.
From my perspective, I'd rather have Giannis because I know I have a championship window for the next 3 to 5 seasons. With Cooper Flag, like you said, injury prone, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, 3 years from now, they might be gone.
That's fair.
And you just have Cooper Flag and company.
Now, I guess my last question to you is, if they don't play and they do trade for Giannis or he winds up going to Dallas, this is all hypothetical, by the way. Just Giannis. Say Kyrie's not ready because he did I think he tore his Achilles as well.
No, ACL.
Or CL. So he might not be ready. You got AD. Let's just say he's gone too. He's hurt. Just Giannis on that team. Are they still contenders?
Absolutely not. But they're still a playoff team. With Cooper Flag, they're not even a play-in team. Let's just be real. The fact that
how strong is the West? Not strong.
It's pretty strong.
With Devin Booker, KD, and Bradley Beal, the Suns weren't even a play-in team, and you're telling me they wouldn't?
Still, the Suns were a bad team. Overall.
Dallas ain't. I think Dallas is better with Cooper Flag.
They better be.
No, they will be. That's my hot take. I can't wait for futures next year.
They will be better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
With Cooper.
I think you're missing the point.
No.
With Giannis, they're a championship contender for the next 3 to 5 years. Not just this year, not just next year, 3 to 5 seasons. With Cooper Flags, they're not championship contenders for the next 3 to 5 seasons. That's my point. I'm not saying Cooper Flag is not this, he's not that. He's going to be that. Giannis is that right now.
All right, we got to move on. But that's what I agree as well. I think they are a championship caliber team with Giannis and also with Cooper Flag. That's how good I think this kid is. Now, time will tell, but I think we got to see. First month of the season, I want to report back and be like, nah, D-Rock, you.
First month of the season, I need to see top 25 numbers.
Yeah, I will.
I'll
report back.
Top 25 player already.
Yeah. I'll report back. I'll report back next episode, the top 25, my top 25 players and their numbers. And I'll be like, hey, maybe this was an overstep.
I know. You're going to be like, all right, top 50.
There's
a lot of ballers in this league, though. A lot of ballers.
NHL playoffs actually have been really good as well. Jonathan Davis came on. He gave out some winners. Stars, Mikko Rantanen, he's been fantastic. They took a 3-1 lead. They played tonight. Edmonton, they're the first Canadian team. They punched their ticket in. They beat the fucking Vegas Golden Knights in 5 games. Is it Connor McDavid's year? We will see. You feel bad for fucking Maple Leafs. They go up 2-0. And now Florida, they demolished them 6-0. I think the game was maybe 6-1 last night. But man, they got boat raced. They've won 3 games in a row. They're up 3-2 against the Maple Leafs. And the most boring series, Jonathan and I, we talked about it. It's the Capitals and Hurricane, unfortunately. But my dad said it. You know, Coach Bob. He's a diehard hockey fan, and he was saying, yes, it's boring watching the Capitals, but they play like late 90s, early 2000 New Jersey Devils type of hockey. They're going to let you come into the zone and then they will suffocate you. They will kill you with speed. They play great defense. Now, offensively, they'll score 2-3 goals, but they're going to win games like that. They're up 3-1. They have a chance to close it out here tonight against the Capitals. So we'll see. But the NHL playoffs have been really good as well. And NFL, before we get to our picks, shout out Derrick Henry. 2-year, $30 million extension. He got 25 of it fully guaranteed over the next 2 seasons. It's the largest deal in NFL history for a running back over 30 years old. He started all 17 games in his first year with the Ravens. 325 rushes for 1,921 yards and 18 touchdowns. Right now, where he currently stands, he has 11,000 rushing yards. He's 19th all time. So another 1,300 plus 1,400 yards. He's top 10 of all time. He's going to be a top 10 runner. He's a Hall of Famer, whether you want it or not. So I'm happy for him. We talked about it last year. Just the pace that he was on, you knew he was going to get a contract extension.
Yeah, I told you this when the season ended. He would not be a Baltimore Raven suited up playing for $8 million next season. Was it not going to happen, Dill? Pay the man, pay the man, pay the man. Like I said, I'm happy that, Saquon got paid. Now the running back market is getting their true value. And I'm glad that, they're starting to get paid. The fact that Derrick Henry got the second richest contract at the position at the age of 30, I think that makes not just history, but it shows you where the running back room is going moving forward. Got to get credit to Derrick Henry. Shout out Saquon. Shout out all these running backs setting the market. And I hope he goes another 3-4 seasons still, because we just saw Derrick Henry. If it wasn't for Saquon, he would have won a lot of awards. So I think Derrick Henry got a few years left, especially behind that offensive line. I think Lamar possibly gave Derrick Henry another 2 years of shell life with all that running holes.
Yeah, I mean, he just needs 1,300 yards. He had 1,900 last year. He gets another 1,300. He's top 10.
Yeah, I think you could pencil him in for a solid 12 plus.
Yeah, he's going to be top 10, and you figure what? After this year, he has another 2, maybe another 3 years. He's going to be a top 7, top 5 running back of all time. He's a first ballot. I don't know, maybe first ballot, but he's a Hall of Famer and one of the best running backs. So I'm definitely glad he got his pay raise, because he definitely deserved it after last year. By the way, good news out of New England. Your starting defensive tackle, Christian Barmore, he said Thursday that he has been cleared of all football activity after having, obviously, his season cut short due to the reoccurrence of the blood clots. But you get your starting defensive tackle back, kid.
Dill, this is great news. I know you won't admit it, but with him coming back, there's a small chance we might have the best defensive line in all of football. It's looking very good.
Better than the Giants?
Like I said, we have a shot. I'm not saying we are. I think we can pencil in right now. We're going to have a top 5 defense. I'm confident in that. Would you agree?
I got to see it.
As of right now.
I believe in Vrabel, but top 5 is like me saying Cooper Fleck's a top 25 player.
All right, so now you realize, now you started to realize, maybe I was bucking. Maybe I was bucking top 25. But I love the
top 25 is crazy.
It's crazy. But
that's wild.
Yeah, but I totally forgot my train of thought.
No, you said you got to have a top 5 defensive line.
I honestly think
top 10, top 10.
Still with Baymore, Milton. That right there, that duel, I'm telling you, we're going to be running a 4-3. People are in trouble. We're going to be coming off the edge. And then let's not forget, our secondary improves tremendously, though. Tremendously. We're going to rush, maybe 5, maybe 6, 7 at a time.
Is it so much the players, or do you believe in Vrabel?
It's the players, though. For the first time, we spent the bag this offseason. You got Baymore coming back. We got Milton right there in the front. It's going to be hard for anybody, even fucking Derrick Henry, to run the ball up the middle. It's gonna be hard. I'm not saying we're stopping them. I'm saying it's gonna be hard. It's going to be hard for any team out there to establish a running game, against New England. And then we have one of the best secondaries in all of football. Would you at least agree with that?
No, yeah. I think you guys have a good defense.
So
I think top 5 is pushing. I think top 10 is more realistic, but I think you guys have a good defense. I think it's the reverse for me. I don't necessarily believe in the players so much. I believe in Vrabel and the culture.
no, I believe in Vrabel deal, but as a Patriots fan, we did a lot of winning without a lot of spending. Now we did a lot of spending. I think it's time for some winning.
Yeah. Also, the schedule release. Did I ever tell you I fucking hate the schedule release? I think it's just, I you know what I hate? I hate the certain leaks up until yesterday at 8 p.m. Just everything fucking be released at one time. That's my problem. Everything was just, here's one game, here's a one Thanksgiving, here's one Christmas game. Shut up and just release everything. I think it's kind of whack. I was never a schedule release kind of guy, but it's just for the bad teams.
In my opinion, I think this year was better than most years just because each team came out with like their own
They always do that, actually.
Yeah,
We just never knew. Shout out the Rams. I thought with Brenda's song, I thought that was pretty
Rams
cool.
was good. I think the Chargers, in my opinion, I haven't seen everyone, but so far my favorite is the Chargers.
Yeah.
Theirs are pretty funny.
The Ravens were good.
The Colts had to take theirs down.
Yeah, I saw that. They went after Tyreek. I saw that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. If they didn't just have Tyreek Hill, I think it would have been fine. But the fact they did Tyreek, it's okay. But
They were wilding for that.
They were wilding, so I like the fact that teams were poking, jokes at each other, and to me it was cool. But
yeah,
I'm with you. To me, they should just drop it all in one day. But the fact that each team came out with their own little, let's just say, gimmicks, storylines, to me it was cool.
So week 1, it's starting off Thursday night. The defending champs, Philadelphia Eagles, they will play the Dallas Cowboys on NBC. Then we got a Friday game in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's going to be on YouTube TV. Shout out YouTube TV. Kansas City Chiefs and I almost said San Diego, the LA Chargers. You guys are the 1:00 game against the Raiders and the Jets. I'm going week 1 at home against the Steelers. Revenge game for fucking Justin Fields, and I hope Aaron Rodgers signs with them. Oh, I hope he signs there so we could fuck him up. Oh my God, I never wanted to go to a game so bad. You coming?
Of course, week 1.
Come on, it's a little tradition. And texted me, he said, tell Elvis we're gonna fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Well, honestly, I highly doubt he signs.
So he's not playing this year.
I told you he retiring.
Wow.
I broke the news first. I just
yes, please credit the Dream Wager when he does retire, because we had it like a month ago.
No, I said it like March. I said in March.
Wow.
No, draft. I think draft.
Yeah,
draft.
About a month ago. But yeah, that's week 1 for us. Let's see how many primetime games you have, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, the Browns don't have none.
Surprisingly,
I think the Jets
have 1.
Jets only have 1. Yeah. Yo, did you see how many times we're favorite this season?
No, I didn't. Well, how many? 11.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Over 7.5, looking good. Vegas says.
That's why we play the games. Give me the under. Thanksgiving, interesting. Obviously you got the Packers and the Lions. They always play. Chiefs, they're playing Thanksgiving. They're playing the Cowboys. And then we got Sunday, Thanksgiving night, going to be a fucking great game. Bengals at the Ravens. And then we got Good Friday. They always play that Friday now. It's going to be the Bears and the Eagles. We play Thursday night, week 11 at Gillette Stadium, the Jets and the Eagles.
Thursday night game.
I like the Thursday night for us, honestly.
Yeah.
You don't like it.
I don't love it. No.
You got week 5 Sunday night football in Orchard Park against the Bills. You have that's one of your primetime games Sunday night. One last thing, and then we can move on. Everyone's so mad because the Chiefs are playing Thanksgiving and they're playing on Christmas. Oh, the Chiefs. Oh, why do they have to play on the holidays? Shut the fuck up. You're gonna listen. You're gonna watch too, and it doesn't matter, and you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
At the end of the day, we want to see great football,
Yeah.
and you can't deny Chiefs has been great for the last 4 to 5 years. So we want to see a great team. We want to see a great game. Why not put the best team in all of football in there?
Exactly. So, all right, kid, that's about it. All I got over the weekend. Anything else that I missed, or the week? I said weekend. Anything that I miss?
Nah, that's it. I think we covered it all.
Yeah. All right, kid. All right. Before we get to our interview, great interview with Malcolm Bamford. We're previewing the Preakness Stakes. Quick word from our sponsor. We're brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. Is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry watching the Preakness Stakes, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. And now, here is our interview with Malcolm Bamford. All right. Great interview. Always great to have Mal back on the show. We'll have him back on in 2 weeks to preview the Belmont Stakes up here in New York, kid. Have you ever gone to a horsing race? I told Mal in the interview, I was like, hey, I went to Preakness when I was back in college, but any plans for you?
No, but definitely sometime in the future. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say the very near future, but
we got
have
big plans.
yeah, we have a track,
Yeah.
about 15 minutes from here. I'm not sure how active the horse races are, but they
I
do
don't
be
think-
racing there. And
Yeah.
there's one in Yonkers, about 40, 50 minutes away. So definitely got to attend one in the near future.
Yeah, it's very fun. Tickets are kind of cheap. Not the Kentucky Derby, but like going to the Belmont or the Preakness, it's not very expensive either. So hope you guys enjoyed that. We're gonna do the trifecta: 2, 6, and 9. Also the box with 2 and 6, and then 6 and 9. Hopefully we Mal gave you some winners. We got journalism. He said he wasn't okay laying the -110, but River Times 6-1, goal oriented 7-1, clever again 7-1. And he was even saying Gosker at 20-1. That would be like kind of the long shot that he would like. But any ones that you're gonna be betting on this weekend?
I'm gonna go with the trainer that's yet to win at the Belmont. Still, I'm gonna go with River Thames. I think he hasn't won there. I think he's due for a win. If not, I think you gotta throw at least something on journalism -110. Though I think right now,
Yeah.
came in second at the Derby. I think she's gonna be headhunting for that #1.
Yeah, it's gonna be rainy again, so muddy track. So yeah, journalism's gonna be in it. That's why Mal said the right in the trifecta 2, 6, River Time 6-1. I think that's a nice little sprinkle on an outright as well, and then 9 at Gosker as well. But all right, kid, let's get into other. Where should we start? Let's start in the NBA. Why don't we start in the NBA? We start tonight. We have a game 6, and it's very unfortunate because I was just on the sports book and now I'm not. All right, now I got it. Never mind. Denver Nuggets home hosting the OKC Thunder. OKC laying 5, -192, +167 for the Nuggets. Total at 216.5. Win or go home for the Nuggets, kid. Jamal Murray is questionable with an illness. I guess before you give your pick, do you think he plays?
It's with an illness. It's always questionable. It's gonna be hard. Is it the flu? Is it just a
Flu game.
Is it a bad cold? What is it? Is he has an upset stomach? Because if you come in, if things are coming out either the front or the back, it's not a good time, and he definitely cannot play under those conditions. So it's gonna be interesting to see exactly what it is. If it's just like a cold or a flu, he just got the sweats. I think he goes out there and give it his all. If it's something else, ain't no telling, Dill. I hope he plays though. Realistically,
Yeah.
backs against the wall. They need him, especially tonight. OKC Thunder. I can't deny back-to-back games. They've been coming up strong, especially in the fourth quarter. But I think Denver with the backs against the wall. I'm gonna play it first quarter. Give me the Denver Nuggets +118 on the money line. I think you got to show up. You got to get the crowd involved early because if OKC is able to get the crowd out of it, might be a tough night for the Denver Nuggets, especially if Jamal Murray's not able to go. So Give me the Denver Nuggets first quarter plus 118.
Yeah, I like that. For me, I'm going to take a player prop here. I'm going to take Aaron Gordon over 1.5 threes. Like we were talking about it earlier. He's good. I just couldn't turn this down, this prop. I got it at -110. I see -114s out there, so it's going up a little bit, but he's averaging 2.63 made threes a game in this series, and he's made at least two threes in 4 of the last 5 games. So he also attempts a lot of threes as well. He attempted 5 threes in game 5. That's only the 4th time this series that he's done that. So I think we get 5 or 6 attempts. All he needs to do is hit 2. -110, I think he's good. He shot 43% from beyond the arc during the regular season, and that's climbed to 52% in the postseason. So at home, over 1.5 threes, I think that's a solid play here. So I'm going to take over 1.5 threes for Aaron Gordon. Let's go to tomorrow night. Friday night at the Mecca, no better place to be. Trying to get tickets, trying to just unload my 401k, just trying to get sit on the hardwood. But Knicks laying 2.5 at home, -140 on the money line, +120 for the Celtics. Total 210. Kid, I'll let you lead this one off. Are you going to go with your first quarter bet? Because it did not cash last game.
It did not cash. I've been on the road with the first quarters. Did not cash last game. It's okay. It's okay. Tough watch, but it's okay. Still, this is a tough game, to be honest. The Knicks are favored 2.5. Knicks should win this one. They should win this one. Can you trust OG to, come back from a bad game? Can you trust Karl-Anthony Towns not getting in foul trouble? Is Jalen Brunson going to have another huge game back at the Garden? It's going to be tough, though. I'm going to go with a player prop here. It's tough to pick a side. Give me a guy who's been there, done that, not scared of the moment. I think the point total is too low, especially without Jason Tatum. Give me Justin Holiday or Drew Holiday over 11.5 points still. I think the number is too short. I know he only had 14. He went over the mark in Boston. I think he has to be a little more aggressive. We know he's able to drive the ball. We know he's able to hit a couple threes as well. But I think if Boston Celtics want to force the game 7, you're going to need Holiday and company to be a little more aggressive and knock down shots. Give me the over 11.5. I think the number's a little too short.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Knicks here, -2.5. I like them on the money line. I see -135s out there. This is the game. They need to win. Win or go. It's not win or go home, but it's not looking good if you go back to Boston, tied up 3-3. Think Jalen Brunson has another big game. I would take his points over as well. Kristaps Porzingis under points. Yeah, I think it's sitting around 9.5, 10. He's garbage. He's not going to play. I think you made a good call. I think they're going to probably pivot to Luke Cornett, but think they make some adjustments. I think we see a better game from OG or Mikal Bridges. We need another guy. Josh Hart stepped up in game 5. He gave you double digits. Jalen Brunson's always going to give you double digits. We need another guy that's going to give us double digits that could help us out. Has to be one of those guys. So I think the Knicks advance. I think we get a rematch of last season, but it just was in the semis instead of the conference finals. But I think we go on and we advance, and Hope I'm coming back here singing Orange and Blue Skies. That's all I'm hoping right now, but got to take my Knicks here. And I like Jalen Brunson points over and Kristaps Porzingis points under. Kid, all right, let's transition to the NHL. Like I said, we do have 2 games here tonight. They're starting soon. I think they're starting in about 12 minutes. So I'll get this one out quick. We got the Capitals and the Hurricane closeout game. Carolina up 3-1. They're -158 on the money line on the road. Capitals home dogs +141. Total is at 5.5. I like Alexander Ovechkin over 2.5 shots on goal here. I mean, he's just been a machine lately. And I also like Taylor Hall, ex-Devil, over 2.5 shots on goal as well. I mean, he's been fantastic lately. He's having a lot of shots on goal. So I even took that over 2.5 shots on goal for Alexander Ovechkin and Taylor Hall over 1.5 shots on goal. You could parlay that. You could get a +148 as well. But Alexander Ovechkin, he's been great these past few games. He had one shot on goal in game 1 against Carolina, but he's had 10 shots on goal the past 3 games, 3, 4, and 3. And Taylor Hall, I mentioned him. He's had 3 or more shots on goal in 4 of the last 5 games as well. So they're both of them getting pucks to the net. I like those 2 plays here in the first one. Second game on the slate tonight, we got Dallas Stars and Winnipeg Jets. Win or go home for Winnipeg. Thankfully, they are back home. They do not play well on the road. Dallas Stars, dogs on the road, plus 120. Winnipeg, minus 135. Win or go home total is at 5.5. Kid, before I go, any plays for you here in any of these games?
I kind of like the Stars tonight, plus 110 to close it out. So far in this series, clearly been the much better team on the ice still. And I think at plus 110 is worth a shot. I think they will close it out at 5. Might be taking the Stars tonight, plus 110.
Yeah, you could even get plus 120 out there, so shop around. But yeah, I would agree. I think Dallas. I took them on the alternate line. If you want to just take them straight up plus 120, I don't mind that. I took them minus 1.5 to win by 2. Could get that at plus 240 as well. I took their team total, the Dallas Stars, over 2.5 at minus 138 as well. I see minus 140s out there as well, but I don't believe in Hollabach right now. He's a good goalie, but he's given up 3 or more goals in each game this series, and I think it's just in his head right now. So maybe Winnipeg draws it out one more game, but I think Dallas scores a lot of goals here tonight. I'm going to take Dallas minus 1.5 alternate line at plus 240, and I'm also going to take their team total over 2.5 goals as well. As for, I'll have plays on my Twitter or my action for tomorrow for Friday's game between the Maple Leafs and the Florida Panthers. But Florida coming back home, up 3-2, winning 3 in a row. Tough place to be if you're Toronto. Let's go to the Diamond, Kid. We did have some day baseball here. Only 3 games left here for Thursday. Great matchup between Hunter Brown and Jacob deGrom. Kind of lean under here for that game. As for the Athletics and Dodgers, I guess over, but that's about it. Nothing really that stood out for me. Anything here on the Diamond or for Friday?
Yeah, for Friday, looking ahead, kind of like the Brewers at home against Minnesota Twins, minus 110 on the money line. I had to pick them. Kind of like the Brew Crew at home. Dale, give me the Red Sox. I think you got to win this game. Minus 130 on the money line. Chris Sale versus Crockett, our former ace, going against our new ace. I think you got to hold it down. They'll give me the Red Sox at home. Minus 130 on the money line. And Dale, I'm going to take a dog. Battle New York. Give me your New York Mets. Miguel on the mound versus Rondon. Dale, give me the Mets plus 120 on the money line. Battle New York. Should be a great weekend.
Yeah, it should be a great weekend in New York. As for Friday, I like the under 9 for the Mets Yankees. I think that's a little too high. I'm interested to see how the Yankee fans treat Juan Soto in right field. We'll see about that. Yeah, good matchup between Sale and Garrett Crochet. Lead off of that game. I like the Reds on the money line as well. I think that's a good spot for them back home. Lean Pirates plus 185. I mean, I know the Pirates are tough, but Philly shouldn't be that big of a favorite. Minus 210, I think, is kind of crazy. And by the way, the Reds are home underdogs, plus 103. You're brave taking excuse me, you're brave taking the Brewers. Minnesota Twins, they've won 10-11 in a row. They're the hottest team in baseball right now. So very brave right there. And last game for me, I'm going to take the Royals and Cardinals under 8.5. I think that game little too high. You got Cole Ragans on the mound at home. I see 8s now, so the total is even moved. So I don't know if about 8, but if you can still get an 8.5, I do like that under as well for Friday. All right, okay, let's get to UFL Week 8. We are already on week. We only have 3 more weeks here for the UFL, and then we'll have
Playoffs, baby.
Playoffs. By the way, I was bugging. I was checking the wrong thing. I was like, I see totals up. All right, let's start Friday. Tomorrow we got San Antonio laying 1 against Memphis. Total 36. It is the lowest total on the board, kid. And to be honest, I think that's a little too low. 36 points. I think that's a little too low. I'm going to take the over, and I am going to take San Antonio here. I just think offensively, they're the better team. Defensively, I think they're the better team, and I just can't trust Memphis right now. They allow 22 points per game at home or on the road, excuse me. So I think the Brahmas should be a 2.5 point favorite. I'll take the Brahmas here at home -1.
Yeah, Dill. I gotta go with you here. Memphis has been disappointing. Both teams has been disappointing so far, but at least with the Brahmas, they covered the spread a couple times. They've been competitive in multiple games. They had multiple leads. They just wasn't able to close it out. Give me the Brahmas here at home. Memphis Showboat's just been a disaster. I'm with you, Dill. Give me the -1 with San Antonio.
All right, we got a double header here on Saturday. We will start with the 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock game. Stallions on the road taking on St. Louis Battlehawks. This is the best game of the weekend, in my opinion. Stallions, they're underdogs on the road, +2, -2 for the Battlehawks. Total is at 39. Give me the Battlehawks, kid. I'm going to take the Battlehawks here. I got -1.5 earlier in the day. I still would lay the 2 here with St. Louis here. I think the total is spot on. If anything, I would take the under just because I kind of like the defenses have been there for the Stallions. They're only allowing 15 points per game. And St. Louis, they're only letting up 16 points per game. That's only like 35, 36 points. 39, I think, is a tad too much. So, if anything, I like St. Louis here at home, but I think the play is the under. I think the play is under 39.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stay away from the total. But give me St. Louis Battlehawks, though.
Oh!
I'm going to be honest. Possibly a future championship matchup. This is my championship here, people. I like Stallions. I think they're going to bounce back eventually. But give me St. Louis Battlehawks, still. Give me the -1.5. Give me the money line -120. Whatever you like, people. I think they take care of business at home. I told you, I like Seattle. You say Seattle, St. Louis. Give me the Battlehawks still.
All right, let's go to your team. The Houston Roughnecks hosting the Michigan Panthers. Panthers laying 6 on the road. Total is at 43.5. That is the highest total on the board for this weekend. Not going to lie, I think the total's a little high. I probably would go under 43, but I'm going to lay it here with Michigan. I think I just complete roster. I think Michigan might have the best team. 5-2 this year. Yeah, they don't cover a lot, but they're averaging 26 points per game. They're only giving up 19 points a game. I think they should win this game very convincingly. I just don't trust the offense for Houston to keep up with this Michigan team. I know they're at home, but I don't know, kid. I would go under, and I would lay the points here with Michigan.
Yeah, I don't like laying the 6 here, though. Don't love it, but I'm going to have to do it. What have Houston Roughnecks shown, especially recently, these past 2-3 weeks, that they could cover? Michigan has been a steady good team all season long. And I'm not shocked at the number. I just don't love laying 6 on the road, especially in the UFL. So give Roughnecks credit, show some life, but I think Michigan is just above and beyond them. Give me the -6 with Michigan on the road.
All right, and then last game is Sunday, 12 o'clock. Arlington Renegades on the road taking on the DC Defenders. DC laying 2.5 here at home, +2.5 for the Renegades. Total is at 43. Love the over. I think both of these teams could score. Arlington's averaging 21 points per game. DC's averaging around, I think, 23.5, 24 points. But I just love the defense for Arlington. I'm going to take them +2.5. This is my dog of the week. I think Arlington could win outright here. I don't think they should be the favorite. I think the wrong team is the favorite. I get DC's home, and they kind of have a home field advantage, but I think Arlington is the better team. Give me Arlington +2.5, and I'll take them on the money line.
Dill, I love the energy, but I'm going the opposite way. Give me the home team. Give me the Defenders at home, -125 on the money line. Can't deny Arlington is a pretty good team. Definitely might be a future playoff matchup here. But I'm gonna go with DC Defenders. There. I think they've shown enough. And to be honest, they've been, in my eyes, a little more consistent as of late. Give me the Defenders minus 125 on the money line.
All right, kid, that's going to do it. We do have WNBA starting. Lines are out. We got a new team you didn't know, the Golden State Valkyries.
Nah, I did not know about the good new team. Kind of want to take the plus 6.5 with them.
I see plus sevens.
Might want to take it, but I'm be honest, I'm going to stay away. I got to at least watch. Not about to just bet on a team they're just going to have their inaugural game tomorrow. No.
I only put one future in. It was Las Vegas Aces over 30.5 wins. They are underdogs. Great game. Saturday at 1:00. Maybe we could try to check it out, but they are in New York taking on the Liberty. Liberty's -4 at home game 1. I'm definitely going to be tuning into that.
Yeah, definitely going to be having my eye throughout the weekend of some of these WNBA games on Saturday. Huge matchup. You're going to have the Chicago Sky taking on Indiana Fever. Angela Reese versus Caitlin Clark. That's going to be a special matchup.
They're going to blow them out. They're going to blow them out. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, I think Angela Reese over on the rebounds is either at 13.5 or 14.5.
That's all she does.
Yeah.
What's her points at? Like 7?
No.
We got to look.
I think it was 12.5.
That's it. That makes sense. She is a double machine. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
But all right, kid, that's about it. Huge episode. Any last words for the weekend or any big plans for you?
No. Let's just have a great weekend. Hopefully the weather holds up because it's been raining all week on and off. So hopefully we get a nice weekend with good weather. That's all I can ask.
Yes, sir. Well, good luck on all your bets. Enjoy the games. Let's go, Nick.